Hi, I'm Mark from the Home Depot Rental Center. When you need to sand in small spaces or along wall lines that other edgers can't reach, the HigherTech Pro Edger is a great choice. It's ideal for sanding corners and along the edges of hardwood flooring. The edger can sand hard and softwood floors, as well as any solid wood surface that requires rapid sanding and leveling to a fine finish. It allows you to work in confined areas, such as closets and stair treads, without damage to the baseboards. Refer to the operator's manual for more information on your specific project. Now, before you get started, we recommend that you wear safety gear, including eye protection, safety shoes, work gloves, and protective clothing. We also recommend that you always use a respirator and hearing protection while sanding. Before you start sanding, you need to prepare your work area. Countersink any nails in the flooring, tape over electrical outlets, and cover doorways and windows with plastic. Be sure to cover all air vents in the room, including intake and output vents. Make sure to always sand in a well-ventilated area. To get started, install the sandpaper and dust bag. Make sure the edger is not plugged into a power outlet. Tip the edger upside down and rest the edger on its top by the handles. Remove the wrench from the retaining clips, and using the wrench, remove the bolt and washer from the center of the sanding disc. And then, we're going to center the sandpaper on the edger, abrasive side up. Now we're going to place the bolt and washer through the center of the sandpaper and carefully thread the bolt into the sanding disc. Use the wrench to tighten and make sure that the sandpaper and the washer are centered. Never over-tighten the bolt. Once it's secure, place the wrench back into its storage area on the bottom of the edger. Install the dust bag starting from the bottom of the flange. Connect the power cable to a grounded power supply. Make sure to keep the power cable away from your work area. Never allow the power cable to come into contact with the sanding disc. When you're ready to sand, kneel behind the machine on one knee and hold both handles. Hold the power cable in your right hand in a small loop, and then pass the cable over your right shoulder. Tilt the edger back so that the sanding disc does not touch the floor. Switch the edger on by pushing down using your thumb. You'll need to hold the switch on throughout the operation. Now, the floor edger is a powerful machine. Always be sure you have a firm grip before switching on. Now lower the floor edger gently while slowly moving forward so that the abrasive disc comes in contact with the surface. Move the machine in a side-to-side motion. This will ensure that the edger does not stay in one position and possibly damage the floor. Never bounce or drop the floor edger onto the floor. Always lower the machine gently. Be sure that the edger is moving when in operation and the sanding disc is in contact with the floor. Never lift or tilt the back of the machine when sanding, and never apply pressure to increase the rate of sanding. This will cause damage to the surface you're sanding. Allow the edger to do the work. Remember, keep the edger moving and never stop in one place. Maintain a steady motion at all times. Throughout your sanding, it's very important to empty the dust bag regularly. When dust in the bag reaches the max line, stop sanding. Switch the unit off and disconnect the power cord from the power supply. Dust generated from sanding wood floors may contain certain floor coatings that can pose a fire hazard inside the bag. Never leave the edger unattended without removing the dust bag first. If you're using a disposable paper dust bag, remove it and add a small amount of water to the inside of the bag and then fold it over to prevent the dust from getting out. Dispose in a suitable container. Then install a new paper dust bag. Never reuse the paper dust bag or attempt to empty it. If you're using a cloth dust bag, empty the bag when you have reached the max fill line or when you're done with your job. Never leave the dust bag unattended, and always empty it and remove it from the work area at the end of the day. After emptying the dust bag, reconnect the edger to the power supply and resume sanding. When you're finished with your project, unplug the machine and be sure to remove the dust bag. Raise and secure the dust bag rack and wrap the power cord around the dust bag rack. Leave the sandpaper disc in place to protect the sanding pad. Prior to returning the tool back to the rental center, Wipe it down or vacuum it to clean all debris from the machine. And double check that the wrench is back in its storage area. Do not use low-pressure air to clean, as this will blow dust into the machine and into the air. When cleaning, wear a dust mask. When you're ready to transport the unit, properly secure the edger in your vehicle to avoid injury or damage to the edger. Visit your local Home Depot or homedepot.com/rental to learn more about the best tools for your next project.